Well, we will go straight into our bulletin, and we begin with our lead story. Of course, Lucy Mwaura is in charge of our sign language docket, and remember that our socials at KBC Channel 1. Now, that story on power outage. Energy Cabinet Secretary Davis Chirchir says Sunday night's electricity outage in most parts of the country was caused by an overloaded the Kisumu-Muhoroni transmission line. Chirchir says that transmission line was evacuating 149 megawatts of power against its designated 80 megawatts due to a sudden surge in electricity demand. Trevor Ng'endo opens our coverage tonight with that story.
It is a power blackout that began 33 minutes past 7 p.m. on Sunday, plunging most parts of the country into total darkness, including East Africa region's biggest airport, Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. Energy Cabinet Secretary says they have established the cause of the blackout to be a system disturbance due to a strained transmission network, which he attributes to slow investment over time.
There is so much constraint in the transmission of electrons from wherever they are generated, and sometimes the network drips when it is overloaded. Yesterday was caused by an overload. They said we know where the problem is and we are addressing those challenges. It's bound to happen again, but we will look at serious maintenance. But the gist of it is lack of investment in the network for a long time.
Kenyans took to various platforms to question the cause of the outages, Sundays being the second one over the last 1 month. Chirchir says the government has secured funding from South Korea to construct an alternative line linking Narok to Bomet and Awendo as part of efforts to load shed. There are further plans to fast-track critical transmission lines to deload the existing lines and strengthen the grid.
It will take some 20 months, but we'll be working on how to mitigate the challenge of constraint on the transmission network to be able to avoid the system being overloaded.
This includes construction of Narok to Bomet 132 kilovolts and completion of Sondu to Nthiwa 132 kilovolts power lines to deload Kisumu-Muhoroni to Chemosit power line and provide stability in South Nyanza and Central Rift regions.
The load shedding that we are talking about will not be a long-lasting effect, but is a short-term measure to ensure that we secure the country and we do not have a national blackout because of overloading of the line.
A total overhaul of the transmission lines is projected to cost $5.3 billion. Chirchir says the government is considering opening up private-public partnerships to forestall the shortfall of generation capacity required to meet the growing demand and replace retiring power plants in the medium term. Trevor Ng'endo for Prime Edition.